Hey everybody, this is Thank You Happy to Be Here. Gonna be playing this Happy Wheels like game. And while I'm doing it, I'm just gonna kind of tell a little story. Because I thought I would start, a new type of video than what I normally do. And this one is gonna be a story about an accident. When we're younger, some kids tend to be accident prone. I don't know if I was any more so than the average kid, but I got the Happy Wheels because I was hoping like I could find a skateboarding game or something to kind of go along with my story. But anyway, this involves skateboarding. So this was when I was younger. I hate these ads that come up in these games. Me and my friends mostly, not me so much, but my friends were big into skateboarding. And so we'd go out and I would attempt to skate along with them. They were pretty good. Me, not so much. Just wasn't my thing, I guess. But I still, I did what I could. And this was when I think I was probably like maybe 10 or 11. And in my neighborhood, there was this, I don't know if you call it an apartment complex. It had maybe, four or more units in it. It wasn't very big. And it was two buildings. And in between the two buildings was this, they were like on a corner. And so half of the buildings were on one side of the corner, the other half were on the other. And in between them, there was this huge, gutter that divided the two. And I guess me and my friends thought it looked like something cool to skate on, like maybe a half pipe or something. So more ads. How do I get out of here? There we go. So so we would skate in this huge gutter, and one of the times, for whatever reason, I decided that I was going to go down on my knees instead of standing up. And so I went down on my knees, and sometimes things settle in gutters, and I ended up hitting like this huge rock. And after I hit the rock, the skateboard just stops, right? And then I continue my momentum. I continue going forward. Skateboard stopped. So that means that as the skateboard stops, I just flip forward right on my face and just go sliding through this gutter on my face, on my lips mostly. I get up, and I think it was my friend Jake that was there with me at the time. He's just got this horrified look on his face. And I'm like, yeah, I know I hit my head, pretty hard. I think I'm gonna walk home and take it easy for a little bit. And he's got this horrified look on his face, and I'm thinking, wow, I must have banged myself up pretty good. And he sees me holding my hand, he hears me say what I said, and he's like, no, your lip. And I didn't even feel, my lip. And so, I didn't have a mirror on me, and we don't have smartphones back in that time. This is like late 80s. So I couldn't pull it out and take a selfie or something to try to figure out what was wrong with my face. I just, I could just touch it. So I went like this and covered up my mouth, and it immediately felt, for lack of a better term, juicy. So I pull my hand away from my face. Look at that guy. And I take a look at what's in my hand, and it's just full of blood. And I'm like, oh my God. So at this point, like I said, I think I was around 10 or 11. I'm gonna say 10 because 11 is around the time that I ended up moving from Idaho to Seattle. And this seems, in my mind, it seems like it happened well before that. So I'm going to go with 10. So I freak out. I've never seen that much of my own blood before. You know, my hand is just coated in blood. So so we well we so after I see that, I freak out. I start screaming, and I immediately just start running. I just leave the skateboard, my friends behind. I just start booking it down the block, because it's the same block that I lived on. So I book it. I'm like crying and screaming hysterically, so much so that I'm pretty sure, if I remember this right, my mom, I think, heard it, because from my memory, she was immediately there, like at the front door, as I got to the house. So she sees all the blood and everything. Of course, they want you to like move your hand so you can see what's wrong. And from what I can remember, I didn't want to take anything away from my face. Like I think in my mind, I was actually keeping the blood in there, which was dumb. But like I said, I was a young kid, and yeah. So she hurries me in the car, rushes me into the emergency room. It's the first time in my life I remember getting stitches. I basically split my upper lip in half. Ended up chipping a tooth, and yeah, so I got a bunch of stitches. My lip was huge. I already have kind of thicker lips, but man, my lip was big. And yeah, I got these stitches. It was just a crazy afternoon. And I don't know if I should use the term almost died, but it at that point in my life, it was that impactful. I'd never gone through anything like that before, and yeah, it was just freaky. And when I look back and remember it, it's been so long ago. It seems almost like it happened to somebody else. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling somebody else's story, but no, that was my face on the curb, in the gutter, all mashed up and gnarly. And yeah, so before kids get any ideas, you can't stop kids from doing stupid stuff, but just think about that. Think about my story. Don't skateboard on your knees. That's dumb. I don't know if I mentioned that, but that's how I was riding. So don't skateboard on your knees. Wear some kind of protection. Back then, nobody believed in helmets or anything, so nobody was wearing any kind of protective gear. And yeah, I don't know. Just think. Nowadays, they actually, like, the cities will build parks for people to skate in and stuff like that. Back then, we didn't have anything like that, so we just had to find something locally that where we could, just use whatever was there to skate on. But yeah, that was my story. So anyway, if you guys like this, go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know if you enjoyed hearing about this, because I actually do have more. I'll never claim to be the brightest kid who grew up and survived. I did a lot of things that could have led to like permanent damage, which, like, fortunately enough for me, that didn't happen. But yeah, again, this is Thank You, happy to be here. Hope you guys like the game. Again, I was looking for Happy Wheels. I don't know what happened to it. I couldn't find it. This is the closest I could come. But yeah, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace.